Hello, we are Pierre and Delphine, and we are going to present you a web application for the courses Advanced Web Programming. So our application is a web application which displays the time schedule of a student at Linköping University. So first, to have the time schedule, you need to select courses. So we will select some courses. For example, this one. And if you select a course you don't want, you can remove it. And then when you have selected all the courses you want, you can see your schedule. So here we have a lot of current courses because we choose incompatible courses and we also have next courses. The current bar shows the beginning and the end of the day. It also shows current time. And we have a map where markers are set on it to locate the different courses. So the marker which are green are for current courses, and if we click on the marker you can see the different information about the courses, and the blue markers are for the next courses. And you can also see the courses of the entire day. So here we have a lot of courses. You can also see the courses of the previous day and of the next day.
And then we have the week tab, which displays the entire week. So you can load the next week or the previous one. The size of each course depends on their duration. For example, 3-hour course, a course that lasts all the day, and a course that lasts only 2 hours. The application handles the superposition of different courses in a day. So for example, a lot of courses on just one courses. You can click on a course to display all the details in a pop-up, like that, if you cannot read all the details. Each course has a different color, and each type have a different luminosity. For example, a lecture is darker than a seminar. Here you can see no courses have any participant. If you want to see the schedule of other people, you can create an account. You can create the account by using the classic sign-up form with your email address, etc. You can connect to your account by using the login form, or connect with Facebook or Google. Here I choose to connect via Google. So I arrive on my profile, where I can change my avatar. I delete all my courses and I choose another one. And here, now I have one participant to the course, and if I click, I see my profile. And the same for the week tab. I have my profile on each course. If I click on the user, I go to his profile. I can also search for other people by entering their first name or last name. So for example, I will search for Pacific Sound. You can go to his profile and see his schedule. Here you know that you are consulting his schedule with the blue banner on the top. So you can see his map, his day, his week. And for this course, for example, we have 2 participants, and if I click, I see the two profiles. You can see for this course there are only 1 participant, and for this one there are 2.
So now we are going to talk about the code. So about the technologies we used Python with the Flask framework for the server. We used MongoDB for the database and AngularJS for the client side. So we first start with the server side. So the first file is server.py, which defines the different routes of our application. Then the file timetable.py, it's a file which allows us to retrieve the time schedules from the website of the university. Then the file room manager is a file which allows us to have information for each rooms. So the file course manager.py serves to the research of courses, and then the file db.py is the file of our database. So in this file we access and modify the data in the MongoDB database. Finally, we have the file wsgy, which makes the server run on OpenShift on the port 8051.
And now for the client side, we're going to begin with the client.html file, the main HTML of the application. In the head, we have all the inclusion of the JS files, CSS, etc. We have the main bar, the navbar, and the content, the main content in which the templates are included. In the client.js, we have the route provider from AngularJS, which defines the route client side. So for each route, we define templates, the HTML file, and controller, the JS file. So for example, the search.html, it's a classic HTML file with some AngularJS attributes, for example the ngRepeat, an inclusion, the ngShow. Then the controller, the search controller, it's a classic Angular controller which use some HTTP post requests from the HTTP module. And then the home controller, it's the controller for the 3 main tabs of the application, so it's a large file. We have all the functions to manipulate the weeks, the days, the courses, the time in general. We have we manage the superposition of the courses in different functions, the creation of the map. The navbar controller is also interesting because it uses 2 different services, the course service and the account service. The course service is used to provide information about the selected courses of the user, and the account service, not account controller, is used to store the information about the account of the user. For example, it stores the token and provide different functions to access the information about the user. And finally, we have the 2 classic folders, the image folder and the CSS folder.